Hello and welcome to a smerdp video, and today we're looking at Power Rangers Prime issue 12, and we've had the news in the last week that after issue 16 this series runs. Whether there will be a replacement, I guess time will tell, but I guess this comic hasn't sold as well as perhaps we would have thought. I was slowly starting to warm up to the characters, and I also enjoyed Melissa having freedom away from Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, because that could become a containment in itself. But perhaps the trick of Power Rangers being in comics is that perhaps you take a team. I mean, I all but expected them after they sort of finished with, I think they probably ended up in in series 2, if I remember last time. I expected them to move into series 3, Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. Of course, they could have easily gone to to Power Rangers Zeo and done that. Anyway, we're here to look at this issue, but it'll be interesting to see how that pans out. I've not seen an announcement. If you've heard an announcement, let me know, because I've not at this time of reviewing this. So Melissa Flores is the writer. Illustrations by Michael Yig. Colors by Joanna Levunt and Ed Dukeshire on the letters. And I apologize if I said any names incorrect. So Jun's father tries to goad him into attacking him as he stands with his Power Ranger friends, and he's trying to bait him, but he doesn't bite. He's, the Ranger sort of says, shouldn't this be a team thing? Anyway, his father gets irritated and just goes on the attack quite nicely, pretty much taking him out with no challenge. However, Lauren the Red Ranger comes flying into the rescue, and they're all happy to be back together. And ultimately, she may have agreed to tell him where the Rangers were, but what she didn't agree to was abandon them. However, you know what? He says, you're not going to see your family anyway. What the hell does it matter anyway? So they get stuck into it, and Jun's father, because I can't remember his name, Guardian, we're just going to call him Guardian, is gradually defeated on the grounds. However, how did he defeat previously? Well, he became a bigger monster. That's how he conquers worlds, by becoming himself, and pretty much morphs into a Zord. However, the Rangers tried to flap him off, but the real way to defeat this Zord is through a Zord itself. So TZ comes and gets a growth spurt as he goes head to head. We don't see any other Zords in this comic because they've not found counterparts that they can create those, and that was one of the things mentioned previously. Also, I notice this armor doesn't really make him grow massively, because all of a sudden he's back down to size. There's a moment between Rita and Jun's mum, because I can't remember the names. Terrible at this. I really generally can't remember them. Eventually I would have, I'm sure of it. But she sort of questions, shouldn't you be down there? You're a Ranger as well. And she sort of puts, well, this is sort of a test. If they can't win here, they will never be able to win, which is great. And then eventually Mark comes out with a weapon as June is being held hostage, saving the day. And June says, I didn't scream this time, going back to his childhood when he did. So job is done. However, there is the repercussions of that. Firstly, his father is going to be sorcered by Rita Raposa, as some of his memories is erased, and he is almost going to be relayed as a traitor and will end up in a jail. Also, June is going to leave and join the Guardians himself, and he is going to leave his friends because he is not going to stay to be a Power Ranger. So there are some goodbyes. Valentina and him are best friends, so there is a moment there, and obviously a moment with Mark confirming their relationship, but also breaking them up. Also another breakup. Valentina breaks up with Ryan Steele. That leaves him free in the VR Trooper world. So if Boom Studios decide that they are going to carry on steering that comic, perhaps in the future. I don't know how well those sales have gone. I guess they've been reviewing that. Perhaps there's potential of VR troopers in that world. However, the VR troopers in this world have gone their separate ways. And then Bulk wants to become a ranger, which Rita was never going to do that. And Nessa wants no more rangers. And Rita is basically being her usual rebel self with a difference of opinion, saying anyone who's tried to manipulate me has ended up in a very dark place. So sort of leaving it open. We also get Lauren's anguish at her family being gone, moved, and not having a clue where they are once more. And Orion reminds her that we have each other. I've found my family here. You know, his world was destroyed. So that is perhaps a positive as well. So that leaves it. So the Rangers turn up. They have 1 coin going spare. Is Bolt going to be a future Ranger? Who knows? We will perhaps find out. In the meantime, the world still needs Power Rangers. So guess what Rita's done? Well, perhaps a spell as they blend in as new recruits. Because when the next challenge comes, the Power Rangers will be ready, which is pretty nice. A nice sort of ending. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He was the 5th Ranger. Who was in here? Wait a minute. Or maybe they're going to assimilate one of the Elterians. Anyway, there we go. That is it. Job done. We have 3 more issues. How is this going to end? I suspect quite quickly. But it is what it is. So I really enjoyed that issue. That issue just flew by. It was just so easy to read, so easy to flow. There was a character development, there was the anguish and all that jazz. It was all there for the taking. So I think an incredible job was done. And I am still looking forward to the next issue from Melissa. So anyway, I hope you like my video. If you do, please do subscribe to my channel. I'd really appreciate it. Make sure you look after yourself. Very, very important these days. Thank you to everybody that's subscribed already. And embrace the geekiness. Take care. Goodbye.